Hey, here we go. It's September 24th, and this is my very first weekend update. You know, I should put up a Norm Macdonald picture when we say this, because he was the master of the weekend update. Anyway, the weekend update is a new series of videos I'm planning on doing. Well, I'm planning on doing a lot of things. I'm just kind of not doing very well at it. I'm not being a very good YouTuber, unfortunately, but I'm trying to get better. So I'm trying to force myself to create a couple of videos a week, and maybe this will help me. So the weekend update is just when I quickly go over the trades that I closed out this last week, and just kind of document them for myself and for anyone else who's interested. And because after a while, all these trades just get they kind of get lost, and I forget about them. But if I'm documenting them, at least I'll have sort of a record. Maybe I'll see trends, patterns and things. And I can also help others who who are interested in learning more about these ways of trading. So the first one, so this last week was a good week, actually. The market kind of went down quick a couple days after the Fed announcement that they were going to continue to pause rates, but I guess they said something about they're going to either potentially raise them again one more time, or they will raise them one more time. I didn't see the details, but the market reacted negatively and it went down some nice two down nice days in reaction to that, and which helped our positions out greatly. So I'm just going to run through these positions real quick, and let's see. The first one, our first position we closed out, we had a couple of these on. This is the money glitch trade, and this trade has been performing well. I've been scaling it up from SPY into SPX now, and this is one of my favorite trades. It's not like a huge money maker, but it's a consistent money maker, and the risk is like ridiculously small, if anything at all. As you can see on the risk graph here, where the expiration line, which is that green line, that's like the final expiration line for the position, is completely above the zero line throughout the whole duration of the trade, unless a particular circumstance happens that we're aware of and that we're always watching out for, and we're ready to adjust. There's plenty of adjustments and ways you can maneuver around it as long as you're watching it. And so this one here, you can see, is showing up. This one came in at a profit of 13.10. You can see that on the risk line, the risk graph there on the downside, $1,310, and so that was a great trade. And let's go to the next trade real quick. So that was the money glitch trade. There were a couple of money glitch trades we had on each week. I think I showcased one of them in another video that I did on my channel. But this is the other one. And let's look at the next one. This is the trade that I call. I need to come up with some cooler sounding names for these trades. Maybe you can help me. Which reminds me, if you are interested in learning about any of these trades that I'm showing, or any trades on my channel, just reach out to me. I'm trying to build out a website, and I'm not doing a very good job of that either. I'm really way behind on it. But any of these trades that you see on these videos or on my website that are interest of you and you want to learn more about, just reach out to me. Just either like through a comment below, or you can go to my website and just find my email address and just contact me there. I'll include a link to that in the description below. But so this one I'm just currently calling the Big Papa trade. This is a trade on the SPX, and this trade is this is probably the trade that I'm gravitating the most towards becoming my main bread and butter trade. This trade usually has a duration of like 1 to 2 weeks, and it's super stable, it's super robust, regardless of what the market's doing. Even on a big down, in fact, on a big down move, this thing is it increases in profits. It almost explodes in profits. And on the upside here, you can see the upside. This is a little bit of a problematic area, but only if it moves up super fast. And even if it does move up super fast, the way that this trade is constructed, there's a super simple way to tweak it, kind of twist the options that are in it, and adjust it into a position where there's really no risk at all, unless you just like don't do anything with it. Like if you just forget about it and walk away, or you're just not paying attention, there's potentially ways to lose money in this area here, but not a lot. But if you're just kind of on top of it, and I don't mean on top of it every day. These aren't trades that you have to watch all day long, every day. These are trades that you can just like look at once a day if you want, maybe even once every 3 days. Just kind of keep an eye on it. as long as you're doing that, there's a simple way to adjust and tweak this trade to eliminate that or to stay on top of it. And anywhere from this area down, we're good, we're golden, and a lot of profit. And anywhere from about this area up, we're good and golden. So there's just this little bit of risk area here where we need to, like I said, just kind of passively keep a passive eye on it. You know, not be watching every second. Just 1 to 3 days. Just kind of keep an eye on what's going on with the underlying and where it's trading at. Okay, so there's that one. That's the big Papa trade for the week. And again, that one is showing a profit of $3,097. Let's go to the next one here. This one I haven't come up with a name for yet. It's just this is just another income trade. You can see that we have the risk graph here. Right now it's showing a $1,123 profit. And with a down move, you can see there's a little bit of a danger area here. But what you can't see because of the options that make up this position, there's various options and a couple different expirations. There's a very simple way with this one as well to tweak it and flatten that out if we have to. Flatten it out without losing this profit zone area. And on the upside of this, you can see the profit zone area is nice and flat and even. And it goes up quite a ways. So this is all money in here. So there's that trade. And then there's one more here. This is another big Papa trade. And so there, yeah, so I have two of these on. This one showing a profit of $2,179 right now with some nice juice down here on a continued move down. And the risk area on this one is right here, but you can see it's very, very small. And again, as I was saying before, there's a way to twist and tweak this trade. So if we are moving up into that area, a very simple way to flatten that out and bring that up. So there's that one. Let's see if there's one more. So lastly, there's another one of these money glitch trades here. You can see that this was showing a profit of $235 right now. And again, this trade is showing, looking to be, it looks like it's an absolutely no risk trade. The only risk that exists in this trade is this area here, and it doesn't exist right now because you can see that the worst case scenario right now with this droop, it's showing a profit of about $7,000. But the way these trades are constructed and the way they work, as time progresses on, this is a 1 week trade, and as that week progresses towards the end of the week, this thing will droop down further and further. And if we're trading in that area, that is a potential risk if it dips below this zero line. But you can see we have plenty of time to catch it if it starts to move up. And if it doesn't, if it stays, you know, from this area down for the rest of the trade, which is the probability for this, it'll stay from this area down. You see that we can make the profit anywhere that's in this area here, which is up to around $12,000 to $13,000, all the way down to the worst case, absolute worst case scenario of this trade, where it moved down and ended up trading in this area here, is a profit of $235. And maybe $235 doesn't sound like very exciting, but one way to think about it that does sound exciting, at least to me, is that the risk on this trade is, well, I'll let you decide what it is. I don't know how to calculate what the risk is, because the way the risk graph looks right now, the way the trade is constructed, as of this moment right now, there's absolutely no risk whatsoever. So that's a $235 profit on zero risk, which, what is that? That's an infinite return. And again, this isn't I can't say this is a completely risk-free trade because of this area here. Only under certain circumstances, this becomes a risk, a trade with risk on it because of this droop factor, which will occur over the next couple of days. But if it stays from this area down, it's a completely risk-free trade. If it stays from this area up, it's a risk-free trade. If it moves into this area over the next couple days, it's still a risk-free trade. We just need to watch this line because at some point there's the potential for this to become for risk to enter this trade if this droop area gets down all the way down here to the zero line or below. But there's plenty of time to catch that if it does, and even potentially make profits on the way up. If this were to move up to that area, you can make profits on the way up and then exit. If it blasts through it, you have all this profit here, risk-free, guaranteed profit on this trade if it's up here or higher, as well as down here. All right, that's it for this week for my first weekend update. Let's see if I can try to do these every weekend and become a better YouTuber. If you want to follow along with me on any of these trades, just make sure that you're subscribed below. I'm planning on doing a whole series of not only the trades that we looked at today, where we go more in depth on them and how to build them and construct them and adjust them, but also a whole series of trades that I call anti-gravity trades, which are trades that have expiration lines that exist completely above the zero line on the risk graph, and get as close, either create risk-free trading positions or as close as we can get to risk-free trading positions as possible. So again, just make sure that you subscribe to my channel below, and you can also join me on my website. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And that's it for this weekend. We'll see you next time.